Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fatima. I am the beloved daughter of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When I was 5 years old, I heard that my father had become Rasul Allah, the messenger of God. I was very close and attached to my father and had a very deep and abiding love for him. I was often by my father's side, walking through the narrow streets of Mecca, visiting the Kaaba, or attending secret gatherings of early Muslims who pledged allegiance to Islam and to the Prophet. When my mother died, I had the greatest responsibility to looking after my father with loving tenderness and making sure to look after his needs. I am now being called Abiha, the mother of her father. My father, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, had a special love for me. He once said, "Whosoever pleased me has indeed pleased God, and whosoever makes me angry makes him angry. I am a part of him." I was given the title as Zara, which means the resplendent one, because of my beaming face which seemed to radiate light. I'm also called Al-Batul because of my solemnity. I spent most of my time in Salat, reading my Quran, and other acts of ibadah. I'm married to Ali. He is the son of Abu Talib. I was 19 and my husband was 21. My father, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, performed our marriage ceremony. I was the only one of my sisters that did not marry a wealthy man. I remember this one day saying to him, "Ali, I have ground my hands until they are blistered. I have drawn water until I have pains in my chest." My husband suggested that I go to my father and ask him for a servant's help. But when I arrived, I could not bring myself to ask. I was ashamed. So I returned home and I went to bed. The next day, I heard the voice of my father asking for permission to enter my home. My husband Ali said to him, "My wife is in need of a servant's help." But my father felt we were in less need than others, so he could not grant us our request. Instead, what he did say is, "Praise Allah, fear Allah, be patient, and attend to your domestic duties." He also said, recite this, Subhanallah, glory be to God 33 times. Alhamdulillah, glory be to God, praise be to God 33 times, and Allahu Akbar, God is great 33 times. And be sure to recite this after every prayer and before you go to bed. This will help you more than any assistance. I, Fatima, led the Muslim women in prayer. And in that place there stands a masjid named Masjid Fatima, one of 7 mosques where early Muslims stood and pledged their devotions. Myself and my sister Kulthum were amongst the Muslims who with the Prophet led in liberations of Mecca. Before my father's farewell pilgrimage, he confided a secret to me, not yet told to others. He said, once a year, Jibril recited the Quran to him once every year, but this year, Jibril recited to him twice. When my father returned from his pilgrimage, he became very ill. His final days were spent at home with his wife, Aisha. When I came to visit, Aisha would leave us alone, together. I remember this one particular visit. My father kissed me on my cheek and whispered in my ear, and I cried. He whispered again, and I laughed. Aisha saw us and asked, "You cry and laugh at the same time? What did the messenger of God say to you?" I said, "He told me that after a short while, he would meet his Lord." So I cried. He then said, "Don't worry, you will be the first of my household to join me." So I laughed. Not too long after, my father, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, passed away. So to all my Muslim brothers and sisters in Islam, let us remember God with this zikr of Allah. As Allah said in the Quran, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Fazkuruni, Hazkurukum. If you remember me, I will remember you. Masalam.